Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So it is week 6, 7, 100 of quarantine in Maryland. I don't know about you, but I have been quarantining with my fiance who I live with. A lot of people are feeling some tension in their relationships, whether you're quarantining with your significant other, a roommate, your family, whoever it might be. You're spending a lot of time together, and that can put a strain on any relationship. So, I'm going to tell you the top 5 things that my fiance and I have been doing to help our relationship not only stay positive, but also to grow during quarantine. So me and my fiance have been dating. We've been together for 2 years, and we've actually only been engaged for a month. We actually got engaged during quarantine, which is, I think, a super cute story. Let me know if you want that story, or just head on over to my Instagram and check it out there. So we've been together for 2 years, and we have had a very healthy relationship pretty much the whole time. We just generally don't have very many arguments, don't have too many conflicts, or if we do have a conflict, we mesh very well together and know how to resolve it in a healthy, constructive manner. So a lot of the things we've been doing during quarantine just stem from things that we've already been doing to grow our relationship to be the stable thing that it is now. So my first tip is very, very simple. It's very easy. It's just to be clear about your schedule for the day. It's very important to let your roommate, I'm just going to use significant other in this video, but it can be applied to most anybody. It's very important to let them know what you have planned for the day, especially if that involves needing a certain amount of space or a certain amount of quiet in order to do that thing. So like right now I'm filming a video. I told my fiance I was going to film some videos today, so he knows that I'm in the bedroom and he should not come in. I know that he teaches online school every day, so I need to be respectful of that while he's doing it. And I know the hours that he does it. I know when he gets lunch and everything like that. It's important to communicate that with your partner. Even if it's not something like online like this, even if you just need to like write a paper or you have to finish a report for work, let them know that you have to do that so that they can give you space, time, quiet, whatever you need. Whatever it is you need, they will respect that, because they can't respect it if they don't know about it. I'm always starting these clips adjusting myself. So my second tip is to set boundaries. And that is very, very, very important, especially now when we're all up in each other's space. Personal space doesn't exist so much anymore, especially if you live in a small 1-bedroom apartment like I do. You need to be very clear about your boundaries and what they are. So some examples of these might be what your significant other should or should not be doing while you're working, what things you two want to do together most of the time. So maybe it's watching a certain show on Netflix, maybe it's eating dinner together, maybe it's going on a walk. If you need to be clear that if you watch this show without me, I will be upset. This is our show together, we're going to watch it together. Another example is, when is it okay for them or for you to have music, shows, videos, that kind of stuff playing out loud, or be on the phone and stuff like that? Or when do you need to be quiet? And that also goes along really well with my first tip about knowing each other's schedules, because that can help feed into this. So by setting those kind of boundaries and expectations, it will create a lot less conflict. By knowing what the other person needs, you can navigate around that much easier than if you didn't know when you were just kind of guessing, taking pokes in the dark. You're much more likely to get into arguments like that rather than saying, this is what I need from you, this is what I'm going to do for you, let's agree on that. Problem solved, as long as you respect each other's boundaries. My next tip is actually to carve out time for yourself. In a normal routine outside of quarantine, this is something you would already be doing, but I've found it more difficult to do this in quarantine. I've almost found that I feel like I have to be spending every waking second with my fiance, and that's just not true. That's not true. It's okay to take some alone time. We have gotten very good at saying, I'm going to go in the bedroom for a little bit and sit on my phone, play on my phone by myself. Or I'm going to stay in the living room and I'm going to put some headphones in and watch some Netflix. And even if you're together doing separate things, I still count that as alone time in my book. But whatever it is, make sure you get a little bit of alone time every day or every other day, depending on who you are and how you feel. But also with this, communicate with your significant other that you are taking some alone time. Let them know that, hey, I need to be alone for a little bit right now. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine. I just need some alone time. That way they know not to interrupt your time, not to disturb you, but also that they don't need to like check in on you or anything. You're fine. You're not mad. You're not upset at them. You're not in a down mood. Like, you're fine. You're just taking some alone time. My fourth tip is to keep having date nights. Yes, it is still possible in quarantine. Pretty much anything that you guys do together can be a date. Even if you are just sitting in your pajamas eating pizza, if you guys say it's a date, then it can be a date. Not everything has to be this huge romantic setup. Lately, me and my fiance have been going to the movies, so we've just been turning down the lights, putting on a movie, making some popcorn, getting some wine or something, and sitting in bed watching a movie. And it's been really fun. It is honestly better than going to the movie theater because we can sit in our pajamas, we can light a candle, and we can drink some wine. Can't really do that at the movie theater. We had a game night the other day with some of our friends, and even though we were with friends, it was still a date night. We were still spending quality time together, doing something fun, bonding. So make sure you're still getting those in. My very last tip is to actually talk to people other than your significant other. You are spending a lot of time together, so get some other kinds of socialization in there. Whatever you need to do it. That way you're not just flooding your mind and everything with one person. Because let's face it, you can't get everything you need from just one person. I love my fiance to death, but there's some things that other friends are better for. There's, and that's just normal, I feel like. So definitely talk to people other than your significant other. Get those other kinds of socialization in. And, you don't want to, in quarantine, it's really easy to start putting your significant other way ahead of your other relationships, your other friends, maybe relationships with their family. But you don't want to forget about those relationships. And I feel like it will be really easy to just let them fizzle out. Because you're not seeing them every day, you're not in your normal routine of texting them or anything like that. So make sure you stay in contact with them, send them jokes, send them TikToks, whatever you need to do. But don't let those relationships fizzle out just because you are quarantining with your significant other. Those are all the tips I have for today. If you are quarantining with your significant other, let me know down below in the comments how that's going. And if you have any advice for me as a newly engaged couple. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to me so that you can see more content like this. Thank you so much. Peace.